We want to take you behind the mask of those silly and often annoying team mascots that seem to have become a very visible part of almost every modern sporting event. Obviously, there are real people under those costumes, but whether they are normal people or not is another matter altogether. R. Bernard Goldberg has more.
It's getting to be a zoo out there. You've got deer doing backflips off a ladder, squirrels moonwalking right into the dugout. You've got bears playing with fire, and you even have wolves prowling the field, defending their turf against human knuckleheads who get too close for comfort. Think of it as a cross between Animal Planet and the X Games. These days, mascots don't just cheer their team on. They become major players in their own right, not only firing up the home team fans, but annoying the hell out of anyone associated with the other team. It's a dangerous jungle out there in the animal kingdom, a regular dog-eat-dog world. Hound dogs have had their tongues ripped out by the other team's coach. A sausage was hit with a bat by a player. It's gotten so bad that even mascot-on-mascot crime is on the rise. They're animals. And that, sports fans, is the problem. It's not easy being an animal. Nobody knows the real you. The sad fact is, mascots are the most famous figures in the world of sports that nobody knows.
This is the first time I've ever done an interview out of costume.
Well, hold on. This is a world premiere interview?
Yeah, I mean, there's going to be a lot of people that figure out who I am.
Who he is Kevin Vanderkolk, a mild-mannered family man who for the last decade has lived a secret life worthy of a CIA agent. Even around his closest friends in Milwaukee, nobody suspected that this quiet, shy man was really Bango the Buck.
I don't feel like I'm Kevin when I wear the costume.
Then
I'm Bango.
You're Bango.
It's a total different personality.
Bango hit the big time during the NBA playoffs last year when Kevin, a former gymnast, climbed to the top step of a ladder and did something that no one, at least not anyone with antlers, had ever done before.
I didn't waste time. It was, I made it here, get it over with. Don't waste time on the top step.
I often wonder if he has multiple personality disorder, but no, he's Kevin most of the time until he puts on that suit.
She should know.
Well, why don't you try one spot?
She's Mrs. Bango, who is also, in her real life, a neurologist. The Bangos live in a part of town called, you can't make this up, Deer Haven. So as a neurologist, have you ever suggested that he get his head examined?
Oh, yeah. I've examined it.
Mrs. Bango has even gotten in on the act, and so have the kids. And why not? Kevin is pulling in a lot of dough playing Bango. A healthy six-figure salary, we're told.
You can make a lot of money. I mean, you're like a professional athlete. A lot of professional mascots have agents, just like professional athletes. So you can make $250,000 a year.
So there are grown men who dress up in dog outfits, no offense, who can make $250,000.
Absolutely.
Benji Gray knows firsthand just how valuable a mascot can be. At the University of Tennessee, he was Smokey the Blue Tick Hound, which got him a 4-year scholarship, just like the athletes.
5, 6, 7, 8.
Now he helps run the biggest mascot boot camp in the country and train some of the top mascots in America.
Welcome, everyone, to 2010 Milwaukee Mascot Camp.
No one builds campfires or makes leather keychains at this camp. No, here they learn really important stuff, like how to walk and how to deal with your emotions.
So Adam will yell out a body part or an emotion, and you got to show us either where it's at or how you would react.
You just got girlfriend says she no longer wants to be with you. What's going to happen? Where are your eyes? Where are you crying from?
It's amazing how many times I see people who would never think are mascots just go out of their shell, you know, out of the box when they become that character. It's amazing to see that transformation like that.
This is like being in an insane asylum, seriously.
It's a bunch of fun.
Meet the Boilermaker from Purdue, the Rocket Man from Toledo, who's really the Rocket Woman, and the Kentucky Wildcat. The other mascots aren't allowed to show their face or talk because at their particular schools, that's against the mascot code of conduct. Oh yeah, one of the most important things they learn at mascot boot camp is how to deal with fans who hate their guts.
That's when it's the most fun. When you got the other people against you and you're the mascot, they're going to say whatever they want. You just keep begging them on. They'll shout from the stands and say they're going to come down and do something. Like, they were being serious, and I was laughing in the suit when he did it. I just kept begging him on.
I think people forget, like, there's a person in that suit. Like, you're not fighting with an animal. Like, I mean, I question humanity's intelligence sometimes.
Not all mascots go to camp, of course. Absent was the Stanford Tree, for instance, who is routinely voted the nation's worst college mascot. The banana slug from UC Santa Cruz didn't make it either. Neither did Artie the fighting artichoke from Scottsdale Community College in Arizona, whose teams are known as the Chokes for short.
1, 2, 3, Chokes!
Who in the hell would name their team the Artichokes? I thought it was a joke, to be honest with you. You know, I'd never heard anything like that in my life.
Doug Medowski coaches the football team.
Typically, people use it against us. I mean, hey, you really want to go be an artichoke? And I've actually had kids who we've lost because they didn't want to be an artichoke. And, you know, we explain to these kids all the time that a mascot doesn't win and lose football games for you.
There we go, Artie. Let me get some. Let me get some on top.
For these guys, they've just embraced the fact that, hey, our mascot's the artichoke.
Artie the artichoke would never have happened had this guy been on the case.
And one of the things we like about it is there's all kinds of movement.
His name is Dave Raymond, but you may know him as the original Philly fanatic. He retired after 17 years and now runs a mascot consulting business selling costumes for up to $20,000 apiece and explaining to clients that it's money well spent, since he says a good mascot can bring in new fans and give a team hundreds of thousands of dollars in new business. Is it a fair statement to say that it takes a special kind of person to become a mascot?
Yeah, I think it does. A little bit of, I have fondly referred to me as a professional idiot for most of my life.
He was one of the first big-time professional idiots. There was the San Diego Chicken, and then in 1978, the Fanatic in Philadelphia, a giant green I'm not sure what, who did whatever it took to win the crowd over. Part of his mission, to make Phillies games more family-friendly, which is no easy task if you know anything about Philadelphia fans.
Show! You guys show! Can you stink?
I was charged with entertaining, as a Green Muppet, the same fans that booed Santa Claus, the Easter Bunny, and now puke on people they don't like.
And there are people who hate
Oh,
mascots.
absolutely. I'm walking past this session, guy stands up in front of everybody. It's a Sunday game. Hey, this ain't a fucking Muppet show. This is a Phillies game. And I looked up at him and he goes, like good line. And the whole place cracked up. They got kids, earmuffs.
Over the years, the Fanatic became more and more, well, fanatical. There were grand entrances with parachutes and dance parties on the dugout. And while it may look like fun, truth be told, being the Philly Fanatic just plain stinks.
Hey, at the Lysol, it comes in handy now, too. Things stinking every day, more and more. I start breaking a sweat putting the thing on.
But his real specialty was being a giant green pain in the ass, taking every opportunity to annoy anyone and everyone on the other team. You made fun of Tommy Lasorda once.
Once. He was the best. It was a great scene where I came out with a dummy in the 5th inning and dressed up like Tommy. I danced around with it. He got so incensed, he came out, tried to pull my four-wheeler into the dugout, grabbed the dummy from me, beat me over the head, punched me.
He wasn't really angry.
No, he was angry. Yeah, I didn't think he was. I thought he was playing around, but I found out later because he made these comments in the paper.
Whatever the Fanatic was doing, it worked so well that he made it all the way to Cooperstown. The costume is in the Hall of Fame. That says something.
Well, presents the value of idiocy.
Maybe the Fanatic is onto something. Maybe having a crazy mascot doing ridiculous stuff really can make a difference. Make people laugh, distract them from their everyday problems, maybe even help the home team win. Or maybe not.
Bernie, is it fair to say that most true sports fans can't stand mascots?
Well, this will come as a shock to you, but I haven't commissioned a Gallup poll on that.
Yeah.
But a lot of people can't. But you know what? I don't think college kids would fit into that category. They really care about mascots.
Speaking of same, in the news right now, Ohio University's mascot attacked the Buckeyes mascot.
Right.
We don't want to talk about who did what and why, but generally, are these guys given instructions, limits on whom they can and can't have contact with?
Yeah, don't attack the other
I understand
mascot.
that, but I'm talking about fans in the stands. Is everybody fair game for them?
They're fair game in the sense that they could make fun of them, they could rile them up, if it's the opposing team, of course. But there are very few rules on the part of the fans, except that they can't come down and actually kill the mascot.
Yeah. The Philly Fanatic, or the guy who played the Philly Fanatic, called them professional idiots. You have any generalizations to offer about?
He described himself as a professional idiot, but then he also said, but then after I look around the room and I see all the amateur idiots, I don't feel so bad.
Thanks, Bernie.